What kind of life are the people working in Japan right now leading? I would like to hear from them.
Let's look at some people who are working in Japan. Mashiko Rebar Industry in Naka City, Ibaraki Prefecture. Manufactures and assembles steel reinforcement bars. 10 Vietnamese personnel work here. This is Mr. Hung, who is a technical intern trainee. He became interested in working in Japan after watching the television commercial of a recruitment agency in Vietnam. A friend also recommended working in Japan.
ベトナムのテレビで支援会社の情報流れていますので、ホームページで調べます。日本に来る前に半年ぐらい日本語を勉強して、日本語の英語を合格しました。
Mr. Hung came to Japan after passing the N5 Japanese language proficiency test. Even so, he seems to have struggled with the language.
仕事はすべて日本語ですね。私、わかりませんでした。でも、先輩たちいるので、日本人の先輩もちゃんと説明してもらって、だんだん日本語を覚えました。それで仕事が簡単になります。
Even after work, Mr. Hung continued to study Japanese and work-related terms. With the help of the senior workers, he gradually learned how to do the work. Mr. Mashiko, the managing director, provides support for the company's international workers.
必ず仕事終わりにアパートに行って「今日どうだったの？分かんなかったことがあるかな?」っていう言葉をかけたりとかしてますね。はい。
Mr. Hung came to Japan 2 years ago. He has now become very used to working at the company. He says he enjoys spending time with his colleagues on his days off.
日本人の先輩たちも遊んでに行きます。この間、チュリに行ったことがあります。でも、寒いから魚全然ないです。
Mr. Duong is one of Mr. Hung's senior colleagues. He worked at this company as a technical intern trainee for 5 years before acquiring the specified skilled worker residency status. This is his 6th year working in Japan.
日本で地震が結構多いのに、建物あまり割れてませんです。もしベトナム同じ地震が起こったら、割れてしまうから、日本の高い技術を学びたいに来ました。
Mr. Duong put all his effort into working and studying. When he completed technical intern training too, he received an award from the supervising organization for his particularly outstanding work.
自分はやっぱりもう真面目な性格ですね。仕事に関しても一生懸命積極的に自分でやる方ですね。はい。
Mr. Duong qualified as a second-class rebar construction technician, which requires even greater skills and knowledge. The company had him undertake correspondence education to become a team leader. Based on his desire to learn more and continue working at Mashiko Rebar Industry, he acquired the specified skilled worker status of residence.
特定になるのに難しいことは何もありませんです。ただ毎日真面目に仕事して日本語も勉強するだけです。特に私は困ることはないです。それは全会社の人をしてくれますから。はい。
Mr. Duong says that he was given more responsible work after acquiring the specified skilled worker status of residence, as well as a wage increase. He also received the recognition of Excellent Foreign Construction Worker Award from the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism.
後輩たちを教えたり、新人社員への教育も任せて、それを自分の責任を持ってやりますね。収入は増えるし、長く時間働くことができるし、ベトナムの後輩たちも手伝うことができますから嬉しいですね。
Mr. Duong is also a person that his junior Japanese colleagues can depend on.
毎日、いろんなことをおっしゃってます。日本語も分かりやすいので、やっぱり測定できます。
Something that Mr. Duong enjoys is going sightseeing with friends from the company or the local Japanese language class he attends every week.
写真は、日本の教室で旅行します。先生たちと学生も一緒に行きます。一番楽しいことのはスキーすることです。先輩さんとベトナムの後輩と、日本人の先輩も一緒に行きました。今年のお正月は2回目になりますけど、結構、滑りましたね。
Their apartment is on company premises. Mr. Duong, Mr. Hung, and Mr. Kuet, a technical intern trainee, live together there. They do their own cleaning and laundry. Mr. Duong is in charge of cooking.
そうですね、私の担当です。毎朝、昼と晩ご飯ですね。もし現場行ったら、弁当も準備してあげるです。
Tonight's main dish is spring rolls, which is Mr. Duong's specialty.
シムさんは一緒に食べましょうか。
いいですか？食べていいんですか？じゃあいただきます。ありがとうございます。
This apartment is also where Mr. Mashiko holds Japanese or work study sessions for technical intern trainees. Mr. Duong was the first Vietnamese worker at the company and Mr. Mashiko's first student.
鉄筋のことを教えるの本当に分かんなくて、なんて言えばいいんだろうみたいな。その時最初大変だったんだよ、ズンさんと。毎日やってたな、勉強な、ここで。
4ヶ月か半年ぐらいかかる。
そう。ズンさんがそのまま君たち後輩に教えてくれるから、私の仕事が減ったから、本当にね、楽になりましたね。
現場いないと、本当大変です。じゃあ、ありがとうございます。
After an enjoyable dinner, everyone goes to their respective rooms upstairs. This is Mr. Hung's room. On the wall are Japanese words that he wants to learn. We asked what this says.
これはゲームダメ。ゲーム好きですけどやめました。
Mr. Hung has given up games which he loves and devotes himself daily to study for the sake of his future.
3年間終わってからベトナムに帰って家族と子供を作って落ち着いたら日本に戻りたいです。でも2番はベトナムで日本の会社に働きたいです。
Meanwhile, Mr. Duong is exercising. He made all of his training equipment using rebars. Of course, he never neglects his Japanese language studies.
今お勉強するのはいいです。大体2時間です。試験する前に、1ヶ月か2ヶ月前は4時間とか勉強しなきゃいけないです。私はずっとここの会社で働きたいですから、もっともっと仕事の内容と、日本語も勉強したいですね。
Sakaya Casting makes complex cast aluminum products that other companies cannot replicate. Mr. Galigo is from the Philippines and is working here as an engineer. His opportunity to work here came about through a university internship program that this company was collaborating with.
インターンシップに来た時は感動したのはやっぱみんながすごく優しくていろんなことを手伝ってもらってみんなが仕事として大事にしているので
Mr. Suzuki, the president, says that the company's overseas network will expand greatly through the contribution of international employees.
当然ね、日本のスタッフも、一生懸命海外にチャレンジしていく、土壌は今作ってはいるんですけど、まず皆さんが先駆的に、そのレールを引いてもらえれば後から日本人スタッフも、そのレールに従っていきやすいかなと思ってるんで。
Mr. Gallego acquired the Engineer Specialist in Humanities International Services status of residency. He is currently engaged in overseas product development. His only Japanese language study was a 30-hour course at university. He learned the rest on his own. After going home at night, he enjoys talking with his father and family through video calls.
お気をつけてとか元気とか仕事を頑張ってとかいつもすごい優しい言葉をもらっています。みんながいないと私は多分日本に行くできないです。みんな応援していますから。
The company obtained the status of residence on his behalf. However, his family paid his travel expenses to Japan, as well as his living expenses for his first month in Japan until he was paid his wages. Does he feel lonely living in Japan away from his family?
今、社会実習のファミリーに、なっていますので、その寂しさをカバーになっています。はい、すごく。
Mr. Gallego's dream is to continue working in Japan and start up his own business here someday. He is practicing the guitar and plans to play some Japanese music for his family the next time he is back home.
日本で働いた良かったのはいろんなことを学べて、あと、テクノロジーもすごくいい。日本に働きたいなら日本の文化をも勉強しないと、それを大事かなと思います。
Miss Tika Maya, who is studying at a vocational school, works part-time at a 7-Eleven convenience store. She came to Japan after studying Japanese for 6 months in her home country of Nepal.
日本ではいい学校はいっぱいあるんですけど、日本語はうまくできないと学校も行けなくなっています。
Since coming to Japan, Ms. Tikamaya attended a Japanese language school for 2 years. After learning Japanese at an N3 proficiency level, she enrolled in a vocational school. There, she is studying subjects that are globally applicable, like communications and trade. The most part-time work Ms. Tikamaya does is 25 hours a week. Even if the part-time work pays for living expenses, it is not enough to cover tuition, so her family is paying it for her.
日本ではルールを守って仕事をするのは一番大事です。
She is sticking strictly to the work-related rules, but can she afford to live in Japan?
日本で家賃がとても高い。だから友達にルームをシェアしました。だいたい2人で6万5千ぐらい払います。生活は今は私働いている給料で大丈夫です。
But even so, studying while working part-time does not seem to be easy.
学校は4時10分まで。あとはそのまま10時まではアルバイトして11時ぐらい着きます。勉強する時間は全然ないです。でも土曜日と日曜日ちょっとあるからその日は勉強しています。今は頑張ります。
The reason Miss Tikamaya is studying and working so hard is because she has a goal to open up her own shop. That is why she chose to work part-time at a convenience store.
お客様来るときは挨拶するのはとても楽しい。一緒に働いた人と協力して仕事をやることができると思います。今アルバイトしたところに学んだことは将来に仕事でせっかくにつながると思います。
Ms. Tikamaya has been taking action with her future in mind. She will continue to move forward towards her goal.
卒業した後、できればコンビニとかビジネスの会社で働いて経験を集めてネパールに帰国して自分の店を開きたいです。
Everyone is very dedicated, not only in work, but also in their Japanese studies.
You become gradually used to work and life in Japan and develop the ability to do the things that you want.
I'll follow the example of my seniors in Japan and do my very best.